Congressman Kanna went on CNN and was interviewed regarding the ongoing infrastructure negotiations. And in doing so, he completely vilifies Kyrsten Sinema and, quite frankly, rips her to shreds and basically says that everything is her fault. And he pins this entire thing on her shoulders, quite literally. Take a look at this clip. I thought it was amazing. Although I disagreed with some portions of it, take a look at it and then I'll talk about it.
Congressman Kanna is one of the progressive lawmakers the president is trying to win over. He joins us now live from Capitol Hill. Congressman Kanna, I'm getting word that Senator Kyrsten Sinema has made a third trip to the White House today to meet with the president and also his aides. She is sort of seen as on the other side of where you are on this. She's one of the moderate Democratic senators trying to work out a deal from the other side. Have you gotten any word about whether there might be any breakthroughs tonight?
John, the president has already won me over. I'm on his side, as, by the way, is 99% of the Democratic Party. We want to deliver on his message for the working and middle class. That means giving affordable child care to everyone watching. It means seniors are finally going to get dental and hearing aids covered. It means that if you're sick, you're going to get paid leave, and you don't have to go into debt to go to community college. And what we have said is that if there is an agreement that the president strikes on this Build Back Better agenda, we will vote for the bipartisan bill. We're willing to negotiate. We've said front load the benefits, don't have them as many years. All of the folks at the White House know we're being reasonable, and literally one senator, Kyrsten Sinema, is holding up the will of the entire Democratic Party.
What has she said that she wants, as far as you know?
That's the question. The president keeps begging her, tell us what you want, put a proposal forward. You see the progressives, look at what we've compromised on. We went from $6 trillion to $3.5 trillion. Then they said we need to pass a bill in the Senate first. We said, even if you come up with an agreement, that's fine. Then they said, go below $3.5 trillion. We said, okay, we're willing to negotiate, front load the benefits, let's talk about the years. We are willing to compromise. How do you compromise, John, when Sinema is not saying anything? And what's mind-boggling is you have unanimity in the House. Tomorrow the Speaker could get a deal in the House on a number, and I believe you have 48 senators. I believe Senator Manchin would come on board. It's important for people to realize this. This is not progressives versus moderates. This is the entire Democratic Party and Joe Biden versus Kyrsten Sinema.
And you have no idea what she wants?
I have no idea what she wants. I don't think her colleagues know what she wants. I don't think the president knows what she wants. I don't think House moderates knows what she wants. We've said, let's get in a room. Let's negotiate. Let's come up with a deal. And I just don't understand it. I mean, the president carried her state. Look, I respect Senator Manchin. He's in a state that is 30% Trump, and he always comes through at the end, and he's a person who votes his conviction. Kyrsten Sinema is in a state that Biden carried. Her colleague, Mark Kelly, who has higher popularity ratings, he's totally on board with the agenda. And Sinema is out there saying she doesn't want to raise even a dime of taxes on the wealthy, on multimillionaires. You know, they're all in my district. I'm saying raise their taxes. But we don't know what she wants. It's really odd.
All right. So Pramila Jayapal, who's head of the Progressive Caucus in the House, has said that she will not vote for the bipartisan infrastructure plan unless there is a deal or also a vote on the larger reconciliation bill. Where are you on that? If Nancy Pelosi, as promised, brings the infrastructure plan to a vote by itself on Thursday, are you a yes or a no?
I'm a no, as are about 40, 50 other members. But I don't think the president, frankly, wants that. I mean, no one at the White House has said, go vote for an infrastructure bill without the rest of the president's agenda that helps the working class and tackles climate. And they've been very happy that we're willing to negotiate. And what we have said is we're behind the president who will come up with a deal. You know, we could be seen as unreasonable if the president had struck a deal and we're not willing to budge from our number. That's not the case. All we're saying is come up with an agreement to implement the president's agenda, which 48 and probably 49 senators agree with, and all of the House can live with. Why is it that one senator should have this much power? I mean, you know, we're in a democracy where one senator is holding things up and the Senate parliamentarian. It's absurd, really, to be this dysfunctional as a system. And I think the Democratic Party around the country, everyone watching, should mobilize and say, it's time we respect our president. I chaired Bernie Sanders' campaign. I'm behind this president. Let's get behind him.
Have you told Nancy Pelosi this?
Yes, I said it actually in the caucus meeting today, and it got a lot of applause from moderates, from centrists. I think the frustration is that this is 99% unanimity, and yet one person, it's not just that they're opposed, they're unwilling to negotiate.
I'm going to ask the same question to Josh Gottenheimer tomorrow, a moderate who's sort of on the other side of this. So don't think I'm just picking on progressives here. But how nervous are you at the prospect of nothing, of getting nothing? Because if you don't agree on anything, no infrastructure, no reconciliation, there's nothing.
Josh Gottheimer is a friend. I have zero nervousness if it was Gottheimer who's negotiating. He's negotiated in good faith. We can sit down. We can come to an agreement. I can't predict the actions of Senator Sinema, and if this deal goes down, it will be on her shoulders. I don't think that will be the case. I think the president will prevail on her. But, you know, there's no one else I have a concern about in the House. There's no one else I have a concern about in the Senate. I don't think one senator will block this president's agenda. But that's the stake. Those are the stakes.
Wow. So, I mean, just firstly off the bat, visibly, you can tell that Kanna is a bit exasperated here. He's frustrated. He's tired. You know, these negotiations have been going on for a while now, and we're finally coming to the brink of it. And nobody really knows what's going to happen. I'm definitely not going to come up here and, you know, pretend like I know what the fuck's, you know, going to happen with the bill. Whether one of them are going to get passed, or whether both of them, or whether neither one of them. You know, who really knows at this point? We're just waiting to see what happens. But in regards to Kanna, now, I want to speak about a couple things. I agree with certain parts of what he said, and I disagree. And I have questions for him that I won't get to ask, but he says that 99% of the Democratic Party is on the president's side. Literally, one senator is holding up the will of the Democratic Party. That's quite a statement, Ro. That's quite a statement. And I like Ro, by the way. I think Ro's pretty cool. Although he does things that I you know, don't like from time to time. Anyway, that's entirely separate. But are you sure about that, Ro? Are you sure about that? Are you sure that 99% of the Democratic Party is on the president's side? Are you sure? So everybody's on board except for Kyrsten Sinema. According to Kanna, that's the case. I got to be honest, I'm not sure if I believe that. Like, why would anybody really believe that? See, it's this painting of the picture that, oh, Kyrsten Sinema and Joe Manchin are the only moderates, and therefore they're the only obstructionists. And we'll get into Joe Manchin in just a second, because his remarks on Joe Manchin, in my opinion, are stunning. Okay? But really? So 99% of the Democratic Party. Now, I wasn't in the Progressive Caucus meeting. I don't know these people. I don't talk to them. He may know something I don't. In fact, I know he knows things that I don't. But from the outside looking in, one can easily surmise that it's not. It couldn't possibly be 99%, is it? Really? That's a questionable statement. And then the interviewer asked him, you know, well, what's going on? And he flat out says, well, we don't know what the hell she wants. What does she want? I can answer that question. She wants the business class to continue to pay no taxes. She wants corporations to continue to pay no taxes. As Kanna highlighted there, Kyrsten Sinema, this is how radical and extreme she is. Oh, she's a moderate. She's no fucking moderate. She's no moderate. She's an extremist. These people are extreme. When you're against incredibly popular legislation, that doesn't make you a moderate. That, by definition, makes you a radical. Okay? Now, Kyrsten Sinema is against any kind of a tax raise, kind of a tax increase on corporations and on the wealthy. And she's against tax loopholes because cracking down on tax loopholes, which is in that bill. I mean, it's absolutely insane. She wants to further enrich the people that are already rich. That's what she wants. She's getting paid a lot of money in campaign donations and etc. by these special entities and corporations. And so that's how she's operating. I mean, it's not difficult to see. We know what she wants, okay? There was a report that the largest 55 corporations in the year 2020 paid effectively $0 in taxes. In fact, they actually got tax rebates. I can't throw the specific numbers up for you because I don't have them at my disposal at the moment, but this information is readily available for you to look up on your own online and find this stuff out. I mean, it's that plain and simple. So we know what she wants, but she can't come out and say that because that's political suicide. I mean, she's already on the brink of extinction. You know, who knows what's going to happen in a couple years when, you know, she finally gets primary, because that's definitely going to happen. But her term isn't over for several more years, so we got some time to wait. But if she comes out and says, oh, I don't want people to have the child tax credits, I'm against paid time off, I'm against the housing reform, what have you, political suicide. So she can't come out and say that stuff. And that leads him to say, well, I don't know what the fuck she wants, because she can't negotiate. There is no way for her to do so in good faith. Oh, well, it costs too much and they use a bunch of flowery wording, because they can't come out and say, oh, man, I don't think that people should get these child tax credits. I don't think you should raise corporations on the rich because my donors told me that you shouldn't do that. They can't say that. And they're not going to say that. He says that, and this is the part that really gets me, I believe Joe Manchin will come on board. Why? Why do you believe Joe Manchin will come on board? What has Joe Manchin done? I haven't seen any information online that says that Joe Manchin is on board, that he's now supporting the infrastructure bill. He's still being very vague and said that, oh, you know, I don't know. Well, I'm confused. Where is this unauthorized trust in Joe Manchin emerging from in Ro Khanna's head? Like, where's this shit? He says he respects Manchin in a state that's 30% Trump, always comes through in the end. When does he come through in the end? He voted against the $15 minimum wage along with Kyrsten Sinema. What he always comes through in the end, that's what's called speculation, bro. You're speculating, you're hoping, and you may very well just be wrong. He always comes through. Joe Manchin always comes through in the end. What the fuck? He votes his conviction. Yeah, his conviction is his corporate donors, the same as Kyrsten Sinema. Why is Joe Manchin getting preferential treatment here? I mean, it's so bizarre. What the fuck? All of a sudden, Joe Manchin always comes through, and he's pinning it all on Sinema. Not that I'm, you know, feeling bad for Sinema. No, fuck Sinema, literally. And Manchin. All of them that are against this stuff that the people need. But, I mean, you can't, you know, paint a cloudy picture for people and make them think that, oh, yeah, everybody's on board except for this person, when that's not actually the case, okay? He says that it's not progressives versus moderate. It's literally all Dems versus Sinema. I just talked about how that is most likely false. He says quite blatantly and staunchly he's a no on the bipartisan bill. And if it's not in conjunction, if it's not joined with the partisan bill, and he said he's joined by like 40 to 50 House Democrats, progressives or whatever, in the Progressive Caucus. He says, why should one senator have all this power? Well, the one senator, I mean, every senator has that ability to block something when the margins are so thin. Yeah, I mean, that's how it is, you know? That's literally the way that it goes. The interviewer says, don't think I'm just picking on progressives here, but how nervous are you at receiving nothing? Yeah, you are. That's been the constant line of attack from these corporate media outlets that they've been hitting progressives with. Well, you might not get anything. Okay, well, so be it. At least now you know we're serious. And he says if it goes down, it will all be on Kyrsten Sinema's shoulders. Once again, indicating that everything will indeed be her fault. And I kind of think that's hilarious. I mean, that has to have some kind of effect on your mental if you're Kyrsten Sinema and you see something like that. I mean, publicly vilifying. But she might relish in this hate. She might relish in this animosity and this vitriol that she's receiving, because she knows that she's also receiving a bunch of money from her donors, and what Ro Khanna and anybody else has to say can just fuck off. So who knows? But he says, I think the president will prevail on her. Obviously, it's not happening. She's going in for meeting after meeting, and nothing is changing. Hopefully, we see some positive development, because I got to tell you, if the Dems don't pass this $3.5 trillion reconciliation bill, they're going to have nothing to run on at all. At all. And they're going to get waxed. They might just get waxed anyway. Who knows? But I thought this was pretty funny. Ro Khanna laying it all out on the line. He's painting an inaccurate picture with, oh, everybody's on board, and even Joe Manchin, he'll come around. I don't too much agree with that, but vilifying the fuck out of Kyrsten Sinema, love to see it.